Greetings everybody, good morning, and All Platforms Gamer here. I'm going to continue my Jak X Combat Racing progress from the playlist, and the secrets continue here with the special unlocked real cutscenes. The commentary is still going right here. The commentary from the Naughty Dog team from back then when they worked on the game.
So this is kind of an interesting scene we put together. We wanted to sort of continue to show Rain and Jak having their relationship, their kind of strange difficulty that they had with each other. They kind of were attracted, and yet they had other issues. And of course, always Blitz being in the middle of all of this. But in this case, he's really coming on strong with his show right there in front of him. So the idea behind this again was that as Jak has been winning the races, then suddenly Mizo realizes he's going to lose, and so he's trying to offer a deal to try to broker a possible settlement before Jak wins. And the excitement about this whole thing, of course, as you know, is setting this up was that obviously Mizo and Blitz are the same person. So we're just trying to give you a little bit of foreshadowing with the tattoos on the top of Mizo's head. You'll understand what those are. So, yeah, Blitz is understandably surprised that Jak didn't take the offer, but that's Jak for you. He's a hero. He's going to fight to the end. And Daxter, he's not happy about any of it. Here's another scene with GT Blitz, sort of more of a quiet, intimate scene, considering we have so many flamboyant scenes with him. This is him a little bit in a much more toned-down manner. We wanted to kind of show both sides of him. What's interesting about this scene, actually, is this kind of giving you a tip of the iceberg of a much bigger plot element that we had to sort of excise slowly from the game. We had too much going on, and we didn't have enough screen time for everything. Actually, GT's father, this whole issue and the idea of referencing his father was really because we were going to actually expand on the idea that there was sort of a plot going on and some red herrings that people wondered who had actually killed him, who had killed GT's father. It turns out GT did. So this was going to be both a red herring and a surprise in the story.
Since I finished up the whole major part of the playthrough, I might as well just stick with the free time ones for anything to show. Since you already seen all of the major stuff going on with the story and everything else like that, I'm sure that you wouldn't mind now for for all of this to be in there as special videos or episodes or anything else like that. I'm done with the game normally.
The thing I was enjoyable about doing this scene was this sort of ambush journalism notion of GT walking in with a set of cameras and sort of surprising everybody with this reality show, secret revealing moment. And wouldn't journalists of today love to have objects like these floating around? I think it's rather unfortunate that Jak comes off not looking too good in this. There's really no way to get around that he lied to everybody. But it was fun to do, and I like putting GT's face in the camera like this. I think he's a fun character, despite everything. And once again, I get to do a little bit of little princess catwalking with Rain here, and a little bit of attitude with her, which I kind of like. I love this. Of course. As if we haven't all seen that from somebody somewhere.
The truth is, Crew killed himself. It was his piercer bomb killed him, so he killed himself. He just got weakened by Jak in their fight on top of the weapons factory in the second game. So Jak never really killed Crew. He only weakened Crew, so Crew couldn't be able to escape the piercer bomb explosion. That's the real truth.
Yes, this scene here took some time to do. It was a lot of fun. Another scene with all the characters here, and this dynamic is the last final boss race here, and we're going to go into the race. And we see Blitz here talking about the race and that sort of thing. I think what I was trying to show is the anxiety on the faces of the characters, and the inner conflict between Rain and Ashley, and then Crew shows up to show that much more on top of it. And I think I did a pretty good job. You know, I approach these scenes with a sort of necessity, you know, the urge to animate, and I think I enjoy that very much. At this point, you can see Jack scolding Rain a little there. And at the end of the scene, everybody comes together and says, "Hey, we're going to do this for the better of all of us and for all of their good." And hopefully they will succeed.
So everyone was really wondering the real truth of what really happened to Crew in the second game. Well, what I told you before the playing that there was the truth. Crew was killed by his own weapon, so he killed himself. He ended up getting taken out by his own creation. Jack only weakened him so that he couldn't escape, which kind of has some small part of it being Jack's fault, but not the whole thing. In Jak 2, he killed himself by the piercer bomb that he had on the weapons factory. Jak just made it more easier for him to get caught in the explosion.
Hi, this is Eric again, and this is the first part of the outro. There's a challenge in staging this in that when Blitz comes up to the crowd at the end, he has to be oblivious to the cameras being on him. So as he reveals his whole grand scheme and plan, he has to, you know, feel safe in that. So when I staged the beginning, I had these crane shots, or the helicopter point of view, almost showing, you know, their relative situation, their relative positioning on the stage, which is the death drum here. And Blitz comes up and has his big reveal that he's Mizo. There was an element in the script that we ended up opting not to use, where the Mizo part of his personality was actually kind of a split personality, and he had a little dialogue with himself as he, you know, was resolving that. It just seemed to be a little bit too complicated to explain and present in such a short scene.
This scene was a very last-minute addition when we realized there wasn't a good connection between you blowing up Blitz in the game and him ending up in a mangled heap at the end of the scene. So Taylor and I planned out a very quick little Blitz crashing scene and threw it together in about 2.5 days. Are you still talking? And so Jack walks on, picking up the antidote case that miraculously landed right side up after Blitz's crash. Now this scene is interesting to me because the way that Blitz taunts Jack as Jack is walking off is by referencing the fact that Jack left Damus behind at the end of Jak 3, and also, frankly, left behind Baron at the end of Jak 2. Which is why Jack looks a little bit sad as he walks off here, and you know, Blitz blows into 1,000 pieces.
Don't forget, he also left Crew to die too, so that's a third. And Jack had no choice but to leave them to you know, die, because they were too weak to move. Jack couldn't be able to get paramedics there in time to help them or anything else like that. They were pretty much at complete death after their accidents. But no doubt about it, Crew was taken out by an explosion, so no doubt he would definitely ended up in pieces. I'm actually going to make this be a bit more longer of a video so I can finish up the rest of the commentaries, a special reel, secret scenes here from the game story.
So this is the outro, and we want to, again, try to bring in more energy to these scenes, given our 20 seconds a week mandate, which always goes into 30 seconds a week, of course. So one of the things that I enjoy tremendously as an animator who no longer can animate because I'm doing production designs and whatnot at Naughty Dog is setting up the camera staging. I really get into that, and in this scene, I had a great time getting in there and choosing the camera angles. For a lot of the shots, for example, in this one, I want to make sure that we have an upshot on Crew, as we have established throughout the the production to give him more presence and more weight. And in this case, he's looking down on him. And then we want to get more of a personal view, so that we cut back to them. And anytime that we cut to the characters, I'm trying to minimize the number of times we cut. So in a few cases, we actually combined the camera shots. Here, Dan Fowler actually animated this sequence, and the idea was, now that we see Rain in her new presence, we kind of get closer into her head and see what she's really thinking about. And we also want to, I thought it'd be really cool to bookend the way she drives off into the sunset, the way we see it in the intro. And back to Josh animating here, and Josh had the hard task of coming up with the kiss shot, and anytime polygonal characters kiss, it never looks right. And his take on this was that, it's Jack as Daxter has actually prevented them from kissing so many times that they have to do it like that.
I'm kind of nervous. Showing cutscenes from a game that has all that stuff in there could be very disturbing to people that watch. Maybe I shouldn't have recorded that cutscene since I predicted the game. I'm kind of worried now. But anyway, the rest of the commentary, special scenes from the game story are complete. Next, we'll be showing the bloopers, the movie, which are the cut stuff from the cutscenes and everything. And there's still also the making of the game, the breakdown of a scene, which shows, it shows the actual actors and what they looked like back then when they were playing the characters from the game. If it was really wrong for me to put to allow cutscenes to show like kissing and all that, I am so sorry about that. Who knows? Maybe I'll cut. Maybe I can't actually. It's too late. In order to fix what I did there, I'm gonna have to redo the playthrough. Normally, things like kissing and all that kind of stuff is considered to be inappropriate stuff on the web. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. I could end up with a strike here. Oh boy. Well, if I don't, then that's cool, and I'll just move on to my next recording now.